We spent a while listening to Nyalea talk about Ned's new abilities, at least the ones that she knew about clearly. But eventually, as the night dragged on, the time eventually came for everybody to go home and get some shut-eye. Echo, aka Vicky Voice, had already left before I had gotten back to the apartment, telling the others that she had some things that she needed to take care of. Apparently her agent was blowing her phone up about the new album she was supposed to release, but didn't think it was ready to come out just yet. We ended up meeting up the following day for Ned to extol me with the extensive conversation he had had with his new physical guest, Phileas, and all of the unique manners in which he could use his abilities. Vicky, on the other hand, had a different layer of information to lay on me. Apparently, her phone had been ringing off the hook as well, after an exceedingly large number of news reports recounting the mayor being saved by the heavy metal knight, and all of the superpowered individuals that he went round after round with, talking about how intense the confrontation was. Apparently, this gave Rebecca Wallengard more than enough reason to start calling frantically, having the phone at the magic shop ring off the hook, with Rebecca wanting to talk to me as soon as humanly possible. Vicky had to tell her that she would talk to me and try to set up a meeting in order to get her to stop calling. We had all gathered up the next day. Even my father and Vicky Voice were in attendance, both of which were shocked to find out that Ned had King's blood and was now the proud possessor of his very own symbiote. Ned, however, assured Echo that he would not forget about working on her audio emitter, which he actually brought with him in order to work on while we discussed matters at hand, mainly being whether or not to accept the bargain offered by Overcharge, which was still very questionable. As we sat there talking amongst each other and trying to discuss what the best options were, a much-awaited news report began to broadcast. As the news channels were all discussing some impromptu citywide broadcast that the mayor was supposed to be holding, we all assumed it would generally concern him giving me a thank you for saving his tush. And finally it came on, as we all piped down for a moment, and I turned up the television to listen. Hello, citizens of New Star City. It has been my honor and my privilege to serve you as mayor for years, and I have put hard work and effort into trying to make this city a better place with every day that I serve as your mayor. But, as of recent, new circumstances have begun to emerge within New Start City. The danger to both civilians and officers has escalated drastically. And last night, even my own life was placed under a tremendous amount of danger, assailed by individuals with seemingly otherworldly abilities, unlike anything that we've ever seen. We know these criminals as the Black Dog Syndicate. I am here to tell you that I owe my life to the individual who calls himself the Heavy Metal Knight. To him, I would like to offer my sincerest gratitude and thanks. However, it is clear at this point in time that the efforts of a single man are not enough to ensure the safety of this city and all of its residents. Because of these changing events, it has been placed unto me to find a resolution to this problem, and working with government officials, I have as of this day rectified and established a new order within New Star City. A special task force put together for the sole purpose of fighting back against the criminal superhumans who threaten our city. The government has issued us funds as well as experienced men to serve within this unit, where a new holding facility is being formed, constructed at this very moment, built to house criminals with abilities far beyond that of any human being. The government issued soldiers that have been sent are trained and experienced in dealing with individuals with extraordinary abilities, as this is their area of specialty. And though it is with a heavy heart, it has been decided that among the criminals that this task force will seek to capture for crimes, the heavy metal knights will be included among them for the crime of vigilantism. No matter how good his intentions may be, we cannot allow random individuals to enforce justice however they see fit. They must be duly appointed representatives of the cities and governments. As this is the law, the heavy metal knight from this point forward is to be considered a criminal and arrested if given the chance. Part of the reason for this decision being the startling revelation that we have discovered the root origin of these superhuman abilities. These individuals were not part of some mad science experiment, nor were they given their powers by some state of accident or bitten by radioactive creatures. I know that this information may seem startling to you, the citizens of New Star, but I have it under good authority that the truth behind the abilities of these individuals is that they are hosts to alien organisms, intelligent organisms that originate from a distant world. Seeking hosts here on our own, these organisms bestow those that they inhabit with extraordinary abilities. However, it is dangerous to every living being in New Star City, not only New Star City, but the world at large, to simply have alien organisms repopulating in an uncontrolled fashion across our population, with unclear motives, agendas. For all we know, they could be planning a complete takeover, an invasion. It has been decided by the government authorities that this risk is far too great, especially considering that there seems to be only one individual on our side. It seems obvious that these symbiotic organisms are attempting to take control. The government has decided that based on their actions, this is their clear motive, and thus all of the alien organisms, intelligent or not, will be captured and held as prisoners of war in order to decipher their intent and find a means of sending them back to where they came from. Because Earth belongs to human beings, and I will not have New Star City become the point of origin for an alien invasion that will consume our world. This cycle will be stopped here and now, the true purpose of these alien organisms found, and the safety and security of our citizens ensured. This is my promise to you as mayor. I give you now to a duly appointed representative of this new task force, dubbed the Alien Containment Force, or ACF. Hello, a woman said as she stepped forward, taking the mayor's place in front of the podium. I am here to tell you that these alien organisms are a vast threat to our dominance here on this planet. If, for any reason, you find out that someone is infested with one of these alien organisms, you should report them immediately. Do not make contact with them. Do not hug them. Do not kiss them. Do not shake their hands. These alien organisms are able to pass directly through the skin and any part of the body, and once they have moved into your body, they are next to impossible to remove forcefully without killing the host. We have no idea of what detrimental effects that these alien parasites may cause. Do not be tempted by the offer of superhuman abilities. These creatures are dangerous, despite anything that you may have heard about them. They are all to be considered Category 1 threats to humanity. We have been given manpower, equipment, and military forces to fight back against these alien invaders. And we need the assistance of you, the populace, to ensure your safety. Rewards will be given for anyone who presents information that leads to the incarceration of one of these infected humans, or a location where we might find more of these alien organisms. I know all too well the danger that things like this can bring. I have worked for many years in the government. Even before the forming of the ACF, I worked with government facilities that captured countless superhumans who proved themselves dangerous to humanity, some of them even claiming themselves heroes. But I assure you, they are dangerous nonetheless. Only a few months ago, one of our very own compounds in which one of these superhumans was held was brutally attacked by the individual known as the Steel Rider, assailing the compound and doing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage, and stealing away with a superhuman captive. These people with abilities far beyond most's comprehension, I am not afraid to say, could be the greatest hazard to humanity since the invention of the nuclear bomb.